Hey Harmonizers, it's time to take a look at some dressage horse confidence building. This is Belinda Trussell, who brought her fancy dressage pony to come and play at our arena, as well as Lindsay, who works with Belinda and does a lot of fancy dressage stuff as well. And I love it when we collaborate and we exchange ideas. Belinda often helps me, if you look at our past videos, learning things like better extended trot and flying lead changes and all sorts of fancy stuff. And then I get to help her with building her horse's confidence for showing and relaxation and all sorts of stuff like that. And so what we're doing here is really trying to help build some relaxation and confidence going off-site, because they're going to be competing this summer, and Belinda's actually going to be trying to qualify for the Pan Am Games for Canada to be on the team for dressage, which is super exciting. And her horse needs to be really brave. So we are pulling out all of the stops here, doing lots of different things to try to train her horse to stay focused and relaxed on her, even when there are crazy things going down. So we have a Wacky Wavy man set up in the corner there who's flapping his arms, but even more so than that, he's really, really noisy. It's got this big giant fan motor that's blowing. So that was one of the distractions that we used as they're going around. We did a bunch of other things as well, with flying pylons and all sorts of other exercises to help them relax. And there's lots of different key pieces that I help people with to understand how to build confidence in their horse, because it's not often a really simple thing. We need to build up their confidence really slowly. We need to be careful about how we push those thresholds and how long we hold those thresholds. So there's a lot of little pieces that we work on. So like there you can see the horse got a little bit worked up when the Wacky Wavy man got behind him. So some horses can do really well when things are in view, but when they get behind them, it's a different type of confidence to be able to work on that. So we go over different strategies to help all of these different pieces and different exercises. And it's really important how we do the bending and the shaping and giving of the outside rein and the timing for all of those pieces to try to make sure that we're gradually building up their confidence to a place where they feel invincible. And that's really the whole goal, is we want them to be just as relaxed traveling to these show locations as they are at home, because these horses both ride absolutely amazing and stunning at home, and we want to bring out the best that they have to showcase when they're off-site as well. And if you're feeling nervous or stressed, you're not able to give your best self. And so a big part of that is going to be exposure. The second piece is going to be knowing how to do the exercises, how to turn, the different components that go into that. And the big thing that I'm helping them with is both the exposure and knowing the exercises that we're doing. You can see a better view of Wacky Wavy Man there as they're getting stronger and better at that. You can see he's still a little worried as he's going by, so we're going to keep working on that until he becomes a superstar and is able to relax with that. And so as they're going around, I'm coaching them through some different things they can do with their reins and with their turns and things like that to get the horses nice and settled. And when it comes to exposure for horses, I always tell people, with thoroughbreds in particular, it takes at least 10 off-site experiences before your horse can finally go somewhere and be like, oh, okay, I'm not racing, I'm not getting auctioned off, I'm not sold I'm not going to a different home, a different track, because racehorses, they move around a lot and they're conditioned to be fast athletes. And so I find it takes them a long time to kind of reprogram their brain to realize they're not doing anything like that anymore, and a minimum of 10 off-site experiences. And even for other horses and other types of disciplines, I think it's important that they also get to go off-site a minimum of 5 or so times before you expect them to show. And so I think it's great to come to situations like this where they're coming to school and just ride around, and we're doing riding in the indoor arena, and then we're also going to go to the outdoor arena. So it's almost like getting a 2-for-1 special when you go to school, because you practice getting the horse's confidence up here in the indoor arena, and you can see she's got Wacky Wavy Man right there, and her horse is like, okay, totally good with it now, is able to completely ignore that distraction. And then we're also going to go to the outdoor arena and get new distractions out there, where we've got goats that are in our backyard right now and a whole bunch of other things going on. And that allows the horse to practice their emotional control. And you want to go to these off-site schooling experiences where there's no real expectations other than finding relaxation and just, finding your rhythm together again. No set test that you have to do or pattern. A little bit more go with the flow. So if you need to do an extra circle or you need to stop and reward your horse or whatever it is that you need to do, and that way your horse can go to these new places and say, oh, okay, like we go to these new places, my human still takes care of me, and I can continue on with whatever it is I'm doing. And then after your horse can go to these experiences, then the next step is to go to shows and hang out in the warm-up arena, and then you can finally go and show. And then that way your horse is going to stay relaxed and able to do what they can at home. Thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe and check out harmonyhorsemanship.com for even more learning.